This week, a Center Hill student is making history. Senior Morgan Atkins is now one of the 2 students in the state chosen for the United States Senate Youth Program. This program, established in 1962 by U.S. Senate resolution, is an educational experience for outstanding high school students interested in pursuing careers in public service. We got to sit down with Morgan Atkins to ask about her accomplishment and what it took to get here.
I applied for the United States Senate Youth Program originally because my counselor sat me down and she was like, hey, it's a $10,000 scholarship if you qualify, and money's always a good thing. But I just kind of saw it as a personal test to really find out whether or not this was where I was supposed to be going with my life and whether or not my passions were what my plan was supposed to be. And it was interesting to actually see it work out because this year when I went to apply, they lost my application. So I found out the day before the test that I was actually going to be qualified to take the test. So I spent 10 hours cramming all the information about our government possible. So it's kind of nice to see it all work out.
When did you first realize your interest in public service?
It was freshman year, which was, I think it was 2015, when people started coming out and talking about the presidential election and everything. And that was when I started really getting invested in that because there was, I think 20 candidates started off originally with the Republican Party. So I thought it was kind of cool to see how all that would factor down. And then I started looking into it more and I kind of realized that was where my heart lied.
Morgan, along with other delegates from each state, will spend a week in Washington experiencing their national government in action. Student delegates will hear major policy addresses by senators, cabinet members, officials from the Departments of State and Defense, and directors of other federal agencies, as well as participate in meetings with the President and of the Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court. What's one thing that's prepared you for this program?
I have always pushed myself to the best of the abilities that I can. My dad's always told me since I was really young that it's okay to try and fail, but it's not okay to not try and never know. So I've always done my best to just do the best I can, and if I end up failing, take that failure as the next step.
What other things, along with public service, are you interested in?
Economics, actually. I think it's actually really interesting to see how much that plays a role in our lives, and music is one of my passions. It always has been. I actually wrote an essay for Georgetown about how, if majoring in public policy, I would be a music producer.
To you, what's the most exciting thing about this program?
It's a nice restoring of faith in the future of our country and how leadership is going to change because there's 104 delegates, including myself, and we have a group chat with 90 of them right now, and it's really cool to just see everybody and how civil everything is, even with our differences in opinion.
We're excited to see what's in store for Morgan, and rumor has it we should be looking for a U.S. presidency.